The day has already begun to fade, and the last traces of its noise loosen their hold. A softer rhythm takes its place, steady and calm, like a deep breath that rises and settles again. Here, nothing asks for attention, nothing pulls or presses. There is only the quiet space opening around you, inviting you to rest a little more deeply. The air feels unhurried, every movement slows, every thought begins to drift towards stillness. You step into a gentle kind of quiet, the kind that meets you without effort, the kind that lets the body recognize safety before the mind even notices. This is a place where the pace softens on its own, and you can simply follow. A wide, untouched wilderness stretches out in front of you. It feels open enough for breath to deepen, calm enough for tension to fall away. The land is unmarked, peaceful, and waiting with patient silence. Nothing here has been hurried or shaped by anything human. Everything rests in its natural rhythm, moving as slowly as the light at the end of day. As you step forward, the ground is soft beneath you. The quiet surrounds you in an easy embrace. It doesn't matter where you came from or what filled your day. This space welcomes you exactly as you are. It offers a place where even the smallest sound feels gentle. A breeze moves through the air with a smooth, almost tender touch. The sky above is open and calm. Colors fade into one another without rush, as if the world itself is settling. You notice how your shoulders ease, how the breath becomes quieter without trying. Nothing needs to be held tightly here. Nothing needs to be solved or done. This moment asks only for presence, for a simple kind of being. The wilderness carries a steady kind of wisdom. Its silence isn't empty. It holds a quiet reassurance, like an old friend who knows how to soothe without speaking. Every part of the landscape seems to move with the same soft rhythm, slow, natural, unforced. You begin to move with it, letting your steps match the gentle flow around you. The air cools in a comforting way, brushing lightly across the skin. It feels clean, untouched, as though it has been waiting just for you to arrive. You breathe it in, and the chest loosens. Tension slips down the spine and dissolves. A soft calm spreads through the body, steady and warm. All around you, the world holds still. A quiet hum of life lingers in the distance, yet nothing stirs sharply or breaks the peace. Each sound is subtle and rounded. Each moment feels like it was shaped for rest. Even the edges of your thoughts begin to blur, settling into a slower, softer cadence. You notice the way the wilderness seems to listen. It doesn't ask anything. It simply holds space, allowing the mind to unwind on its own. With every breath, the mind grows quieter. With every gentle step, the body settles a bit more. The day continues to fall away behind you, as if carried off by the breeze. You move deeper into this quiet world, letting it cradle you. The softness of the ground, the coolness of the air, the spaciousness of the sky, they blend together into a single, calming presence. It feels like being wrapped in a blanket made of silence and earth. Every part of this wilderness rests in a state of peace, and you are invited to rest with it. Time stretches in a slow, comforting way. There is no urgency. Nothing is pulling ahead or behind. You are simply here, supported by the quiet strength of the land. Each breath flows smoothly. Each thought drifts like a leaf across still water. As you continue through this untouched place, the stillness deepens. It settles around your ribs, your shoulders, your hands. Even the spaces between your breaths feel calm and warm. The wilderness holds you with steady, grounding ease. Nothing interrupts this softness. Nothing disturbs the steady rhythm of the moment. You can feel yourself becoming part of the quiet, as though your presence blends into the landscape. The mind loosens its grip. The body leans into rest. The light continues to dim, slowly and gently. It feels like the world is exhaling with you, settling into the same slow pattern. The air grows even calmer. The sounds grow even softer. Everything around you encourages ease. Everything supports the quiet unfolding inside you. You remain here, letting the wilderness soothe each part of you. There is nothing more to do and nowhere else to be. Only this deep stillness, only this soft, natural rhythm that holds you gently, without demand. The quiet wraps around you once more, steady and warm. Your breath drifts into an easy flow. Your thoughts grow soft and spacious. The land settles beneath you. The air settles around you, and you settle within it, resting inside the deep calm of this untouched wilderness, just letting the stillness carry you onward. The edge of the wild unfolds in front of you, quiet and open. The last traces of the day still linger in your body, but they're softer now, less demanding. Light hangs low, gentle and calm, as if it's already beginning to rest. Everything around you suggests that it is safe to slow down. Cool air greets the skin with a soft touch. It carries the faint scent of grass and earth, untouched and clean. A small breath in feels smoother, easier. As the air leaves, something inside releases, just a little. Off in the distance, a light rustling stirs the silence. It might be tall grass moving, or leaves shifting against one another. Calm and unhurried, the sound is soft enough that it barely breaks the quiet. Like a whisper in a large room. Instead of waking you up, it draws you deeper into calm. The land at your feet feels steady and kind. Each step you imagine is gentle, pressing into ground that accepts your weight without effort. Nothing here pushes back, nothing resists. The earth simply supports, steady and faithful. The day's pace hasn't fully gone yet. Some thoughts still move quickly, circling around what has already passed. They may drift in and out, trying to hold your attention, but the wide, open space around you offers something slower, something softer to lean into. You notice the contrast. Inside, leftover busyness. Outside, the quiet stretch of untouched land, the coolness of the air, the distant rustle, the wide sky overhead. Little by little, the outer calm begins to guide the inner world. Breath becomes a gentle bridge. Inhale, aware of the soft chill of evening. Exhale, letting a little more of the day slide away. Each cycle smooths the edges of your thoughts, as if the wilderness is patiently sanding them down. The early hints of silence feel almost physical here. They rest on your shoulders like a light blanket. They settle at the base of your neck, loosening muscles that have stayed tight for too long. Quiet is not just something you hear, it's something you sink into. A faint breeze glides across the meadow, bending wild grasses in a slow rolling wave. Their movement makes a low, soothing hush, like a distant, gentle sea. No sharp sounds, no sudden bursts, just a calm, natural rhythm that expects nothing from you. Above, the sky continues to soften. Colors blend into deeper shades, fading into one another without any rush. The first suggestion of night begins to appear, not as a wall, but as a soft curtain slowly being drawn. The world feels like it's easing itself into a quieter version of itself. You stand at this edge between what was and what is becoming. Behind you, the day with all of its sounds and demands. Before you, an untouched wilderness offering space, softness, and stillness. The body recognizes this invitation before words can form. Muscles loosen, the jaw softens, the hands rest a little more easily. As attention drifts outward, the old noise inside starts to lose its grip. Thoughts that seemed loud a short while ago now feel farther away, like distant echoes. The land doesn't push them out. It simply gives them room to fade. The more your awareness rests here, the more those echoes thin and dissolve. Each small detail in this place supports a slower rhythm. The cool air moving in and out of the lungs, the soft shift of grass, the gentle weight of stillness resting over the ground. Together, they form a kind of cradle, holding you in a safe, steady calm. You might notice how your breathing has changed without effort. Inhale a little deeper, exhale a little longer. The body responds to the quiet, as if it has been waiting for it all along. Every slow breath helps the mind trust that it is safe to rest. The edge of the meadow stretches out, vast and open, but not empty. It holds life in a peaceful way, unrushed, unforced, content to exist at its own pace. You don't need to explore it all at once. It's enough just to be here, at the threshold, feeling the first wave of stillness move through you. With each passing moment, the energy of the day feels less solid. What once felt sharp and bright now softens into gentle shapes, then into simple impressions. The wilderness doesn't erase anything. It just offers a softer way of holding it all. That softness gradually becomes yours. The quiet around you begins to feel familiar, like a space you've known before. It has a steady, welcoming presence. It doesn't judge, measure, or compare. It simply allows you to be as you are in this exact moment and gently invites you into a slower pace. You notice how the body responds to that kindness. Shoulders drop a little more. The muscles along your spine ease. Even the small hidden places of tension begin to loosen, as if they finally believe they no longer need to stay on guard. Everything starts to move in one direction, toward rest. The sounds have grown softer too. The distant rustling seems slower now, more spaced out, like a calm, steady breath in the background. Silence fills the spaces between those sounds, not as absence, but as a gentle presence in its own right. Both sound and silence feel like parts of the same soothing whole. Thoughts that still move quickly are allowed to be here, but they no longer lead. They drift by like small clouds across a wide, quiet sky. Awareness becomes more interested in the feeling of the cool air, the softness of the ground, the deepening hush of the untouched land. The pace continues to slow. Here at the edge of this wilderness, you are already beginning to shift. The body aligns with the natural rhythm of the place. The mind leans into stillness, even if only a little at a time. The first quiet moments unfold around you and within you, like a gentle curtain lowering over the day. The land stays steady, calm, and open. The air remains cool and kind. The rustling and the silence continue their soft, shared dance. You rest at the border of it all, easing further into the calm that is waiting, letting the quiet hold you as the world grows softer and softer still. The sky above is beginning to dim, settling into softer colors that seem to glide across the horizon. Warm light fades into cooler tones, and the world around you eases into a quieter rhythm. The air feels steady, calm, and open. Nothing pulls at you here, nothing rushes. Ahead lies a narrow path, gently winding through tall, wild grass. Each blade stands untouched, moving only when the evening breeze brushes past. The grass sways in slow, graceful waves, like a steady breath spreading across the land. It feels like an invitation to move at the same unhurried pace. A single step forward creates a soft sound, a light whisper against the ground. The earth beneath feels firm and welcoming, shaped only by time and weather. Another step follows, slow and easy. Each movement sends a hush through the grass, quiet and delicate, as though the land is responding to your presence with gentle acknowledgement. The scent of earth rises with every shift of your weight. It is rich and clean, holding traces of warm soil, cool roots, and fading sunlight. Breathing it in feels grounding. Breathing it out brings a slow, steady release. The simple rhythm of air, moving in and out, becomes a soft companion to your steps. Grass brushes lightly against your legs as you walk deeper into the meadow. The touch is soft, barely there, like a passing thought that has no need to stay. Each contact adds to the gentle music of the moment, blending with the quiet breeze and the soft rustling of the field. The world seems to stretch wider with every step. Space opens around you. The sky feels larger. The land feels endless in a calm, comforting way. Nothing rises sharply. Nothing startles. Everything settles into a smooth, even flow. Thoughts that once moved quickly begin to slow. They grow softer, losing their sharp edges. Each step through the wild grass becomes a small act of release, letting the mind drift toward presence rather than thinking. You begin to sense the shift inside, less noise, more awareness of the simple movements of your body. Your footsteps fall into a natural pattern, not forced, not planned, just an easy, steady rhythm shaped by the land itself. The grass parts softly and then closes again behind you, as though the world is quietly rearranging itself to support your path. This motion adds to the feeling that everything here is moving at a gentle pace. The fading sky casts a muted glow across the field. Some areas shine faintly, catching the last bits of light. Others fall into early shadow, cool and calming. The contrast is smooth and mild, creating a quiet harmony that mirrors your own slow, internal shift. As you move forward, the sound of rustling grows more subtle. The breeze softens, the grass settles. What remains is a peaceful hush, a soft envelope of stillness that seems to wrap around your body. It is as if the world is guiding you deeper into calm with every step you take. The softness underfoot begins to feel familiar. Each footfall becomes a small reminder that you are supported. You don't need to hold yourself tightly here. You don't need to think ahead or look back. You move at a pace that feels natural, steady, and safe. The scent of the landscape grows more noticeable, earthy, cool, fresh. Each breath feels like it brings more clarity, even as the mind quiets. The combination of grounding scent and slow movement creates a kind of quiet presence that fills your chest with ease. As the sky continues to dim, the colors melt into deeper blues and purples. There is nothing harsh in the shift. The world changes slowly, like a long exhale settling overhead. The slow darkening brings a deeper calm, as though the land itself is preparing for rest. Grass continues to sway around you, brushing lightly at your sides. The sound is steady and soft. Each step forward sends a ripple through the field, a small wave of movement that fades gently into stillness. The pattern is soothing, motion and quiet, motion and quiet. Again and again, your breath begins to match the pace of the walk, slow in, slow out. The body moves with ease, almost without thought. You feel the gentle pull of the earth with each step, grounding you, steadying you. This natural rhythm carries you deeper into presence, deeper into the moment. The path curves slightly, guiding you toward a darker stretch of grass, where the light has almost fully faded. Even the shadows feel soft here. They gather around your steps like cool air settling at dusk. Nothing feels heavy or overwhelming. Everything remains gentle. The last hints of daylight soften across the meadow, leaving the land wrapped in a quiet, open calm. Each movement through the tall grass feels like a small release, another layer of tension letting go. Your steps become slower, longer, more spacious, as though the world is encouraging you to take your time. You pause for a moment in the middle of the path. The grass sways around you, the breeze shifts. Silence deepens in a warm, steady way. The entire landscape feels still and open, holding you in a calm that asks nothing of you. As you begin walking again, your steps feel even lighter. The body loosens in natural response. The mind drifts deeper into this slow, soothing rhythm. You're no longer thinking about walking. You're simply moving through a world that holds you gently. Grass continues to whisper against your legs. The air carries its cool touch across your skin. The fading sky remains open overhead, soft and forgiving. Each moment settles into the next with effortless ease. The path narrows into a calmer stretch where the grass stands taller and the breeze grows faint. You enter this space quietly, letting your breath guide the pace. Slow movements, quiet presence. The world feels even more peaceful here. Your mind grows softer still, drifting freely without weight. Each step is a gentle anchor, grounding you in this simple, quiet moment. The wilderness feels steady and comforting, as though it understands how to hold you without words. The last bit of daylight slips behind the horizon. The world cools, the grass sways more slowly. Everything around you eases into deep stillness. You walk on with a slower breath, a quieter mind, and a soft rhythm moving through your whole body, letting the path guide you deeper into calm, one gentle step at a time. The meadow begins to thin as you walk, and the soft waves of tall grass give way to a quieter stretch of land. The air cools a little more, carrying a deeper stillness with it. Ahead, shapes rise slowly from the dimming light, tall, dark forms standing close together, calm and unmoving. Their presence feels steady, almost ancient. As you step closer, the outlines sharpen into towering pines. They rise from the earth in long, straight columns, each one rooted in place, as if time moves differently here. The trunks are thick and weathered, the branches stretch high above, forming a gentle canopy that filters the last of the evening light. The air shifts as you enter their space, growing cooler and scented with sap and bark. The ground beneath your feet feels different. Soft pine needles gather in thick layers, muffling every step. Each footfall sinks quietly into the cushion, creating almost no sound at all. The forest seems to hold the noise, absorbing it into its steady, ancient calm. That silence settles around you, warm and grounding. The scent deepens as you move between the trunks. It is clean and earthy, touched with a hint of resin. Each breath draws in the coolness of the grove, soothing the chest and loosening the space between each rib. The air feels heavier in a comforting way, as though it's inviting you to rest inside its stillness. The pines stand close enough to feel like guardians. They lean in slightly, not to crowd, but to shelter. Their presence carries a sense of quiet companionship, like beings that have watched over this place for hundreds of years. Their steady posture encourages your own body to slow and settle. You take another step, and the ground gives softly. No rustling, no break in the air, just an easy, muted shift of weight. The world feels padded and gentle here. Even the breeze seems to move more slowly among the trunks, brushing past in quiet currents rather than open gusts. The deeper you walk, the more the outside world fades. The meadow's open stretch feels far behind you now. The sound of grass waving in the breeze is replaced by the subtle hum of the forest, small and soft, like a whisper carried through wood and needles. It feels like a place untouched by hurry. Your shoulders lower. Your breathing grows slower. The atmosphere of the grove encourages heaviness, not the kind that weighs you down, but the kind that invites rest. Thoughts begin to settle, drifting further apart, leaving space between them. That space feels peaceful, safe, steady. The pines rise around you like tall pillars, anchoring the world. Their bark holds years of quiet endurance, and standing among them, you feel that strength in your own body. You don't need to try to be still. The stillness finds you on its own, spreading through your arms, your legs, your thoughts. Light filters down in faint, dappled patterns. It moves gently across the forest floor, shifting with the branches far overhead. Nothing bright, nothing sharp, only soft shapes and muted tones that blend into one another. The forest feels like a sanctuary built from calm itself. A breeze moves through the grove again, slow and smooth. It passes through the branches, creating a low, steady sound, almost like a long exhale. The tone is deep, rounded, and comforting. It resonates gently through the space, giving the moment a quiet, natural rhythm. You pause, letting the weight of the grove surround you. The pines stand tall all around, steady and grounded. Their silence feels shared, as though you are invited to join it rather than observe it. There is no pressure here, no expectation, just a calm presence that welcomes your own. Your breath changes subtly as you stand among them. It becomes heavier, slower, more deliberate. Each inhalation draws in the scent of pine. Each exhalation softens the space around your ribs. The forest seems to breathe with you, matching your pace with its own immense calm. A sense of belonging settles in your chest. Not the kind tied to place or identity, but a deeper feeling of simply fitting into the moment. You are part of the quiet, part of the stillness. The grove feels like it has room for you, as though your presence completes something that was already peaceful. You take a few more steps along the soft forest floor. The needles compress beneath your feet with gentle ease. The trunks rise like pillars on either side, guiding your path without confining it. The world here feels spacious in its own unique way, not wide like the meadow, but deep and grounded. The air cools a bit more as the last of the daylight fades above the canopy. Shadows deepen in soft, velvety layers. Nothing about the darkness feels threatening. It settles like a blanket, warm and familiar, wrapping the grove in a deeper calm. The forest continues to stand around you, unwavering. These ancient pines have weathered countless seasons, countless nights, and still they hold their quiet strength. Being among them invites you to slow even further, to match their pace, to move with the same steady rhythm. You breathe again, long and slow. The air feels cooler now, almost sweet. The scent of sap lingers gently. The needle-covered ground cradles every step. The silence deepens until it feels like a soft presence resting in the air. You stand for another moment, letting the stillness sink in. The tall pines remain steady and calm. The air remains cool and grounding. The quiet remains whole and unbroken. And you rest inside it all, held by the deep, ancient calm of the grove, where the world moves slowly and where your own breath finds the same peaceful rhythm. The trees begin to spread apart as you walk, opening a narrow gap in the forest. The air grows cooler, carrying a hint of moisture that didn't exist a moment ago. The ground beneath your feet becomes smoother, scattered with rounded stones softened by time. A gentle hush moves through the space, calm and inviting. Ahead, the first glimmer of water appears between the trunks. It catches what little light remains, shimmering softly with every slow movement. As you approach, the quiet sound of a drifting current reaches your ears. Not loud, not insistent, just a smooth, steady flow that settles into the surrounding stillness. The river bends gently through the land, curving like a slow breath drawn across the earth. The surface is mostly smooth, broken only by the soft ripples created by its own movement. Each ripple spreads calmly outward, widening, fading, and disappearing without rush. The whole scene carries a natural ease that encourages your own pace to soften. At the edge of the riverbank, cool stones lie under your feet. They are smooth to the touch, shaped by years of water passing over them. Standing here, you can feel the quiet rhythm of the river as it moves by. It asks for nothing. It simply flows, steady and unhurried. You notice how the water mirrors the sky above. Faint colors rest on its surface, soft blues, dim purples, and gentle hints of silver. Trees lean over the bank, their branches reflected in the slow-moving current. The reflections shift and shimmer, drifting in and out of shape with each passing ripple. A breeze moves across the river, carrying a coolness that settles lightly across your skin. It brushes past you, smooth and comforting, blending the scent of water, stone, and pine. The freshness of it clears the mind in a subtle, peaceful way. You stand and watch as the river moves at its own pace. The flow is calm, never hurried. It reminds you that movement can be slow and still hold purpose. Each part of the current finds its own way forward, weaving around stones and branches with natural ease. As you take a few steps closer, the ground softens beneath you. The river's quiet sound grows just slightly louder, but still remains gentle. The steady flow creates a soothing rhythm, like a soft hum that guides the thoughts toward quiet. With each moment spent here, the weight of the day grows lighter. Your breath begins to follow the river's pattern. Slow in, slow out, a gradual release, a gentle opening. The current drifts along, and you drift with it, letting your body settle deeper into ease. The sound of flowing water has a way of loosening what stays tight, easing it into motion, and then letting it go. Smooth stones near the edge create tiny breaks in the current. Water slips around them with delicate sounds, soft and rounded. The patterns repeat again and again, never exactly the same, yet always familiar. These small, steady movements draw you in with their simple beauty. The reflections on the water continue to change as the sky grows darker. Colors deepen, shapes stretch and blur. The surface becomes a slow-moving mirror that shifts with every current. Watching this gentle play of light and shadow brings a calmness to the mind, as though the river is carrying your thoughts downstream. You lower your attention to the soft glow on the stones nearby. Some rest partly underwater, their surfaces smooth and cool. Others sit on the bank, warmed by the fading light. Together they create a gentle mosaic of textures and tones, all shaped by time and water. The river's bend cradles this space, creating a quiet pocket of calm. The trees arch slightly overhead, forming a loose shelter that feels protective without closing the world off. The river flows through the middle of it all, steady and consistent, like a soft thread tying the landscape together. Another breath moves through you. The chest loosens. The shoulders relax. Each inhale brings in the cool, refreshing scent of the water. Each exhale releases a little more of what you carried here. The river continues its path, reminding you that letting go can be as natural as flowing downstream. You take a slow step along the bank, feeling the stones shift gently beneath your feet. The river stays beside you, matching your pace with its own quiet rhythm. Nothing in this moment feels sharp or demanding. It all flows in one smooth, continuous motion. The water glides past, carrying with it leaves, small twigs, and tiny pieces of the forest floor. They drift for a while, then disappear around the bend. Watching them go brings a sense of ease, as though you're watching your own thoughts dissolve into the gentle current. You pause again and listen closely. The river's sound is soft and layered. A low whisper where the water deepens, a quiet ripple where it meets the stones, a faint rustle where the breeze moves across its surface. All these sounds blend into one calming presence that fills the space around you. The sky darkens a little more, but the river still holds the fading light. It stretches across the surface in thin ribbons that move with the flow. The shifting glow feels soothing, as if it's guiding you into deeper stillness. You take one more slow breath. The river moves, the world settles, the moment softens even further, and you rest here at the quiet bend, letting the steady flow of water ease the mind and carry everything you're ready to release farther and farther downstream. The forest begins to open again as you walk, and the air feels warmer here. The canopy above thins just enough for the light to filter through. It falls in soft, shifting patches across the ground, warming the earth in gentle, uneven shapes. The moment feels lighter, almost like the world is breathing quietly around you. A warm breeze moves through the branches overhead. It stirs the leaves in slow, delicate motions. Each movement changes how the light travels, turning steady beams into soft ripples that drift across your path. The warmth settles on your skin in small, comforting touches. As you step forward, the dappled glow shifts again. It dances along the forest floor, sliding gently across moss, stone, and fallen leaves. Nothing moves sharply. Everything changes with the calm, drifting rhythm of the trees. The effect is soothing, like watching light drift across still water. You take another slow breath. The air here carries a mild sweetness, touched by sunlight and leaves. With each inhale, your chest opens a little more. With each exhale, you sink further into ease. The warmth wraps around the moment, softening the edges of thought. The branches above sway in an unhurried pattern. Shadows gather and release in slow waves. They stretch out, then fade, then stretch again, creating a quiet rhythm that mirrors your own slowing heartbeat. Nothing tries to hold the light in place. It simply moves wherever the breeze takes it. You pause for a moment beneath one of the taller trees. Light slips through its branches in thin, gentle lines. Some fall directly across your path, warm and bright. Others scatter into small dots that flicker softly as the leaves shift. It creates a calm, almost dreamlike feeling, as though the world is glowing from within. Every few steps, a new patch of brightness opens around you. You walk through it, feeling its warmth pass lightly over your arms and face, then fade behind you as the trees settle again. These moments feel like quiet gifts, appearing and disappearing without effort. Your thoughts begin to drift with the light. They loosen their grip, floating softly from one idea to the next, until even those ideas dissolve. You start to feel a gentle wonder at how easy it is to simply be here, moving slowly, breathing softly, watching the world shift in warm, peaceful patterns. The breeze grows a little stronger, though still soft. It moves through the canopy in long, smooth motions. Leaves shimmer as they catch the shifting light. Their movement creates faint, soothing sounds that blend with the steady hum of the forest around you. The moment feels warm, alive, and deeply calm. As you continue, the path becomes brighter in some places and dimmer in others. Light gathers in soft pools that warm the ground. Shadows spread out beside them like cool invitations to rest. Each contrast feels balanced, natural, and comforting. A stronger beam of light slips through a break in the branches ahead. It glows warmly across the ground, catching small particles in the air. They drift slowly, rising and falling with each breath of wind, turning the space into a gentle shimmer. The sight brings a quiet sense of awe, soft and easy. You step into the light, and its warmth settles across your shoulders. It feels like a small embrace, light, comforting, and steady. You stay there for a moment, letting the glow ease into the muscles along your neck and back. The warmth spreads gently, loosening whatever tension remains. Around you, the forest is quiet, only the soft rustle of leaves, The whisper of breeze and the drifting pattern of light and shadow fill the space. Each sound and movement feels slow, spacious, and inviting. You begin to sense yourself becoming part of that calm rhythm. Breath deepens again, following the same gentle cadence, slow in, slow out. The warm air shifts across your skin, spreading a sense of peaceful energy. The drifting shadows invite your mind to soften even more, to move with the same unhurried pace of the breeze. You walk a little farther, and the trees above shift again. Light streams in new patterns. Some patches flicker gently, others fade into soft, muted tones. The movement has no urgency. It creates a soothing backdrop that makes everything feel dreamlike and deeply restful. As you watch the light change, something inside you softens. The quiet beauty of the moment settles into your chest, easing your breath and slowing your thoughts. The forest feels warm and alive around you, holding you in its gentle glow. Another soft breeze moves through the branches. Leaves sway, shadows drift, and beams of light tilt and glide across the ground. The entire scene feels like it's guiding you into deeper calm without saying a word. You pause once more, taking in the warm brightness around you. The forest holds a stillness that feels tender, almost protective. Light filters gently through the leaves, and the air carries a quiet hush that settles deep within. You rest inside this warm, dappled calm, letting the drifting light ease you further into soft, quiet wonder, and allowing each breath to carry you deeper into peaceful, dreamlike rest. The land begins to open around you, wider and quieter than before. Trees thin out, the canopy lifts, and the sky stretches in a broad, calm arc overhead. The air feels still, as if even the breeze has chosen to rest. Everything here seems to move more slowly, more softly. Your steps fall on open ground now. The earth is firm and gentle underfoot, with patches of soft grass and smooth soil. Each footfall is quiet, almost absorbed by the stillness. Nothing rushes, nothing pushes. The world has settled into a deep, peaceful pause. Ahead, the landscape spreads in every direction. Low hills roll out into the distance. The horizon lies far away, calm and steady, like a soft line separating earth and sky. The openness feels comforting, not empty. It offers space for your breath, space for your thoughts to loosen and drift. You stop for a moment and simply stand in this wide, secluded place. Silence gathers around you. It is not the thin silence of an empty room. It is full and rich, like a soft blanket laid over the land. Underneath that quiet, you begin to notice the smallest sounds. Far off, a single night insect buzzes for a moment, then falls quiet again. Somewhere nearby, a tiny rustle moves through a patch of grass, then settles. A faint sound of wings in the distance. Each noise appears softly, then fades back into the deeper stillness that holds everything together. Your breath naturally slows to match the world around you. Inhale, long and smooth. Exhale, easy and unhurried. The air is cool and gentle as it moves in and out. With each breath, your body feels heavier in a pleasant way, as if it is sinking slowly into the safe, steady ground. The sky above deepens into a more tranquil shade. As it darkens, the edges of everything soften. Lines blur a little, shapes lose their sharpness. The world becomes a quiet blend of tones, gentle and calm. It feels like the wilderness is closing its eyes, settling in for its own kind of rest. You notice how the stillness touches every part of you. It settles across your shoulders like a soft weight. It moves down your back, easing the muscles along your spine. It reaches your hands, your legs, your feet, coaxing each part into a deeper state of rest. Standing here, surrounded by open space, you feel held rather than alone. The land seems to recognize you, to make room for you in its calm. Nothing here asks anything of you. The wilderness simply shares its own deep quiet, inviting you to join it. You take a slow step forward. The sound is barely there. Another step follows, just as soft. Each movement feels deliberate and easy, as though the body already understands the rhythm of this place. The stillness doesn't break. It moves with you. As you walk, the distant horizon stays in view, steady and unchanging. It gives the eyes a calm place to rest. No lights, no buildings, no roads, only the soft curve of the earth meeting the vast, peaceful sky. Your thoughts grow simpler in this space. Complicated ideas fade away, plans and worries loosen their hold. What remains are small, quiet impressions. The feel of the air on your skin, the firmness of the ground, the slow rise and fall of your breath. These simple sensations are enough. You stop again and listen more closely. The subtle sounds that only appear in deep quiet begin to emerge. A faint shifting of grass as it leans into the evening air. The very soft creak of a branch somewhere behind you. The almost silent settling of your own clothing as your chest rises and falls. Every tiny sound feels rounded and gentle, wrapped in the larger hush of the land. Nothing startles, nothing cuts through. Each noise seems to appear, be noticed, and then dissolve peacefully back into silence. With each passing moment, you feel yourself blending more into this stillness. The boundary between where you end and the wilderness begins grows softer. The calm around you and the calm inside you start to feel like the same thing. Your breath deepens again, slow and velvety. Inhale, filling the chest with cool, quiet air. Exhale, letting the exhale stretch out just a little longer. The body responds with a deeper sense of ease. The muscles soften, the face relaxes. Even the small, hidden places of tension begin to let go. The ground beneath you is steady and unwavering. It has held the weight of seasons, storms, and countless days and nights. Standing here, you share in that steadiness. You feel grounded, rooted, gently anchored to this quiet heart of the wild. A gentle awareness spreads through you that you are safe here. Not just physically safe, but safe to rest, safe to let go, safe to be still. The wilderness expects nothing in return. It simply allows you to sink into its calm as deeply as you need. You might imagine sitting down now or simply staying where you are. Either way, the stillness holds. The sky arches overhead, vast and silent. The horizon remains a soft, distant line. The land around you rests in complete ease. Thoughts that do arise feel slower, quieter, less important. They drift through and then dissolve like mist in open air. You don't need to follow them. They can come and go on their own while you remain here, steady and calm. The silence grows even thicker, almost physical. It settles into your chest, into your stomach, into your limbs. It carries a sense of deep peace, the kind that doesn't need words or explanations. It simply is. You notice how natural it feels to be part of this quiet. The heart of the wilderness feels like a home you had forgotten, but always belonged to. Standing here, breathing slowly, you are exactly where you need to be. Time loses some of its meaning in this space. Minutes feel wide and open. There is no hurry to move, no need to change anything. You can simply stay, resting in the soft weight of silence, letting it soak into every part of you. The land remains calm. The horizon remains distant and gentle. The sounds remain small and soft. And you remain here, settled and at ease, resting fully in the deep, quiet heart of the wilderness. As the stillness carries you deeper into calm, the light begins to thin as the sun lowers behind the distant hills. The warmth of day slips away in slow, soft breaths. Everything around you grows quieter, cooler, and more open. The sky shifts into gentler colors, stretching into long shades of gold, then rose, then a deepening blue that settles across the land like a calm sigh. You take a slow step forward, and the ground responds with a soft, muted sound. The air carries a new kind of stillness now. It feels smoother, cleaner, touched by the cooling breath of evening. Each inhalation brings in the faint scent of grass settling for the night. Each exhalation helps the body sink a little deeper into ease. The world grows softer with every passing moment. Shapes blur at the edges. Shadows stretch out in long, quiet lines. The last rays of sunlight glide across the open ground, thin and fading, before disappearing completely. What remains is a gentle dusk that moves with the steady calm of a closing day. Somewhere in the distance, a single bird calls once, then goes quiet. The wilderness shifts into nighttime rhythms, slower and heavier. Sounds grow rounder, deeper, and more spread out. Even the breeze seems to drift with more intention, moving in slow, cool currents across your skin. You pause and look up. The first stars begin to show themselves against the darkening sky. Small points of light, faint at first, then growing clearer as the last traces of daylight fade. They appear one by one, like tiny lanterns rising in a vast, quiet space. Their gentle glow adds a sense of calm wonder to the moment. The air cools even more as night gathers its presence. It wraps around you in a soft, steady embrace. The land beneath your feet feels settled and still, as though everything is preparing for a long, peaceful rest. The world carries a hushed expectancy, something tender and serene. Your breath naturally slows. It matches the broader pace of the wilderness. Inhale, a cool, gentle draw that settles easily into your chest. Exhale, a smooth release that softens your entire body. Each breath creates more room for stillness. The sky continues to darken, shifting into deep blue, then something even darker, like a soft velvet stretched overhead. More stars bloom across the sky. Their quiet shimmer feels steady and distant, yet somehow comforting, as though their presence eases the night into place. You take a few more steps across the open ground. The night air brushes against your arms in a cool, lingering touch. The land feels different underfoot now, quiet, grounded, resting. The softness of dusk has fully settled, and evening has become a cool blanket drawn gently across the wilderness. The horizon begins to fade. blending seamlessly with the sky. Light drains away with no urgency. The darkness that replaces it is gentle, never abrupt. It arrives slowly and fully, giving the world a deep, peaceful presence. Somewhere nearby, grass shifts in a soft rustle. It sounds rounder now, heavier with dew. Insects begin their night song in small, distant murmurs, spreading through the open air in quiet waves. Their presence adds to the rhythm of night, a steady backdrop of calm. You look up again, and the stars seem brighter now. They stand out clearly, scattered across the sky in a wide, open pattern. Their stillness brings a deep sense of rest. Each star holds its place, quiet and unwavering. Their glow feels cooling, soothing, and timeless. Your mind drifts with the soft unfolding of night. Thoughts slow to a gentle wander, easing into longer pauses. The cool air, the soft sounds, the darkness settling around you. They create an atmosphere where thinking becomes optional, where stillness carries more meaning than words. You stand for a moment, letting the sensations wash through you. The cooling air fills the space between your breaths. The stars shimmer overhead. The land beneath your feet holds you with steady calm. Everything works together to guide your body toward deeper rest. The night grows a shade darker, settling fully now. The wilderness moves into its quietest state, holding a deep, cooling hush that melts through the mind and body. Each sound becomes softer, each breath becomes slower. The moment widens, spacious and serene. You take another slow step. The sound is almost nothing. The world around you feels suspended in calm. The sky, the air, the land, all of it supports you in easing deeper and deeper into stillness. The cool quiet of night continues to deepen, holding the wilderness in a gentle, restful pause. You feel that pause echo through you, helping your body settle, helping your thoughts drift, helping your breath move in long, peaceful waves. The stars shine a little brighter, the air cools a little more, and the night wraps itself around you, soft, quiet, deeply restful, guiding you to the edge of sleep with every slow, calming breath. The night deepens as you step into a wider stretch of open land. The air grows cooler, smoother, carrying a quiet that feels almost weightless. Overhead, the sky begins to open fully, revealing a soft, endless sweep of darkness. You feel the shift immediately, something spacious, calming, and quietly expansive. You look upward, and the first clear stars shine in delicate points. They appear far above, gentle and steady, like small sparks resting in a deep, quiet sky. With each passing moment, more of them emerge. One here, another there, then whole clusters forming faint shapes across the darkness. The world around you seems to fall away a little. The ground becomes still beneath your feet. The air becomes cool and calm. And above, the stars widen into a soft, shimmering dome that feels both immense and peaceful. Your breath slows as you take in the view. Each inhale feels lighter. Each exhale eases the body further into calm. The sky stretches out in every direction, creating a quiet sense of wonder. You feel small here, not in a troubling way, but in a peaceful, comforting way, as though the universe has made room for you to rest. The constellations begin to settle into gentle patterns overhead. Some are faint and distant. Some glow more warmly. Their soft shimmer creates a calm rhythm, like a slow heartbeat spread across the sky. You don't need to name them or understand them. Their presence alone feels soothing. As you stand beneath this rising canopy of stars, the mind begins to loosen its grip. Thoughts drift upward, dissolving slowly into the quiet expanse. The sky holds them lightly and then lets them go. The more you look up, the more space you feel inside yourself. Wide, uncluttered, open. The air moves gently around you, carrying the cool scent of nighttime earth. It brushes against your skin in soft currents, as though the world is breathing with you. The breeze is light enough to feel tender, but steady enough to anchor you in the moment. You take a slow step forward. The ground responds with a quiet shift, barely audible. The stars remain the same, calm, steady, unchanging. Their presence gives the night a gentle stillness that feels almost timeless. The world has quieted into a soft hum, leaving room only for calm. You look up again, and the sky seems even larger now. Stars spread across it like a thin scattering of light. Some shimmer faintly, others glow a bit brighter. The darkness between them feels vast, yet comforting, like a soft blanket of quiet. Standing here, you feel the edges of your thoughts blur. The mind softens, the body relaxes, the world above draws you into a slower rhythm. It encourages your breath to deepen, your shoulders to loosen, your whole being to ease into rest. The longer you stay, the more you feel the gentle pull of surrender. Not a heavy drop, but a drifting, a slow release, a letting go that happens naturally, without force. The stars seem to guide that feeling, their calm light helping everything inside you settle. You move to a slightly more open spot, where the sky reveals even more of itself. The stars stretch wider, filling the night with soft points of light. Some twinkle briefly, then return to stillness. Others hold steady, like tiny lanterns floating above you. The vastness overhead creates a quiet sense of peace. You feel held in that space, supported by something larger than you, yet gentle enough to soothe you into deeper calm. The night sky has no edges here, no barriers, only endless, cool quiet. Your breath flows in long, slow waves now. Inhale, steady and soft. Exhale, long and loose. Each cycle carries you further into ease. The night feels like it's lifting weight from your body, leaving only lightness, only calm. You close your eyes for a moment and still feel the stars above. Their presence lingers even without looking, like a soft glow resting at the edge of awareness. The cool air touches your face. The quiet settles deeper into your chest. Everything grows softer. When you open your eyes again, the stars appear brighter, the night thicker, the world quieter. You feel yourself drifting inward and outward at the same time, rooted in the calm earth beneath you and gently lifted by the vast, peaceful sky above. The constellations shift slightly as the night moves, though the changes are so slow they feel almost still. The stars keep their patient glow, allowing the night to deepen fully around you. You feel that deepening inside yourself too, like a slow sinking into warm, restful water. Nothing pulls at you here, nothing distracts. The thoughts that remain drift lightly without any sharpness. They move softly through the mind and then float away, leaving space for an even quieter peace. You take one more long breath. The cool air fills your lungs. The slow exhale settles the body. The stars remain above, steady and gentle, guiding you toward deeper rest. You remain under this vast night sky, calm, small, safe, drifting slowly into softness, as the stars shimmer quietly overhead, and the stillness of the wilderness holds you in its gentle, dreamy embrace. Night gathers fully around you now, cool and quiet, settling over the wilderness in a soft, steady hush. The last traces of dusk have slipped away, leaving the land wrapped in deep, gentle darkness. The air moves slowly across your skin, cool and light, like a tender hand brushing past. You take a slow breath. The quiet deepens. The world seems to pause in a comforting stillness, as if everything has chosen the same moment to rest. Shapes around you soften into shadows. Edges blur. The night becomes a calm, seamless space that holds you without effort. A faint sound rises in the distance, a single night creature calling softly into the open air. The sound is small and rounded, drifting for a moment before fading back into the larger quiet. Every noise feels muted now, softened by darkness and distance, like a whisper carried through warm air. Your footsteps grow slower on the cool ground. The earth feels settled beneath you, steady and welcoming. Even the faintest movement seems quieter at this hour. Each shift of weight is absorbed by the softness of night, leaving only a peaceful sense of grounding. You pause, letting your breath settle again. Cool air fills the lungs in a smooth, steady draw. The exhale moves even slower, loosening your chest, your shoulders, your jaw. The darkness holds your breath with gentle patience, as though time itself is easing. All around, the wilderness rests. The breeze moves through the grass in slow strokes, barely stirring the leaves. Distant branches sway in long, quiet arcs. Even the stars overhead seem to glow more softly, their light diffused into the cool, wide sky. The darkness doesn't feel empty. It feels comforting, almost warm, like a soft blanket spread across the land. There is a sense of being held here, not tightly, but securely, with just enough pressure to let your body know it can finally release. Thoughts drift more slowly. They move like small clouds across a night sky, gentle and vague, impossible to hold on to. Each new thought arrives quietly, lingers for a breath, and dissolves without effort. Nothing inside you feels sharp anymore. Nothing asks for attention. A faint rustle moves through the grass nearby. Then silence. The night absorbs everything, creating long stretches of stillness that feel almost sacred. You feel yourself sinking into that quiet, your body softening, your mind drifting toward deeper rest. The cool air touches your arms again, light and slow. It brings with it the subtle scent of earth and night plants, a scent that feels grounding and old, like something the land has carried for ages. Breathing it in brings a warm comfort. Breathing it out lets go of something you didn't realize you were holding. You take a few more slow steps forward. The ground feels steady beneath your feet, guiding you gently through the darkness. The night responds in small ways, a low hum from insects deep in the grass, a distant flutter of wings, the quiet settling of leaves. These sounds feel tender, as though the wilderness is whispering you toward rest. A sense of trust begins to bloom inside, trust in the quiet, trust in the stillness, trust in the way the night seems to understand what the body needs. There is nothing to solve here, nothing to decide, nothing to carry. Only softness, only ease. The darkness around you grows deeper, yet it feels even more comforting. It wraps you in cool layers, soothing the warm parts of your skin. It creates a sense of being tucked gently into the quiet heart of the world. You feel smaller, lighter, and somehow more connected to the land around you. The stars overhead burn softly, their faint glow settling into the open spaces of the sky. They offer a gentle light, nothing glaring, nothing bright, just enough to remind you that the night is alive and calm and watching over you. Your breath deepens again. Slow in, quiet out. The body begins to release in long waves, each one dropping you further into ease. The wilderness night holds those waves, letting them spill into the open air without resistance. Another distant sound echoes gently across the land, a soft chirp, a soft beat of wings, a faint movement through dry grass. Each sound feels like a quiet companion, soothing and light, appearing and disappearing with no urgency. You feel the heaviness of your limbs now, not in a tiring way, but in a restful way, the kind of heaviness that comes when the body is ready to sink into stillness. The night supports that feeling, giving you room to release, to drift, to rest. The darkness around you settles even more, becoming a quiet cradle. You move less, you think less, you breathe slowly, deeply, easily. Everything softens, everything quiets. You stand or sit, or simply imagine being here, wrapped in the wilderness night, held by the vast, tender quiet that surrounds you. The air cool, the stillness deep, the gentle sounds fading into deep calm. You remain in that softness, drifting inward, drifting outward, drifting into the warm, quiet night as the world around you exhales into peace, and the darkness holds you lightly, carrying you toward rest. Night has settled fully over the wilderness now, soft and complete. The air is cool and gentle, moving in slow, easy currents across the land. The sky above is quiet and still. The world around you feels calm and warm in its own quiet way. Beneath you, the ground feels soft and steady. It supports your weight without effort, holding each part of you with quiet strength. The earth is cool, but not cold, comforting, like a steady hand beneath you, always there, always sure. Shadows gather in soft shapes all around. They don't press in, they don't crowd, they simply settle, forming a loose cocoon of darkness that shelters more than it hides. The night feels like a gentle shelter, a safe, quiet space where nothing is asked of you. Your breath flows in slow, smooth waves. Inhale, a soft, cool draw of air that settles easily in your chest. Exhale, a long, gentle release that carries the weight of the day away, little by little. Each breath becomes quieter than the last, more relaxed, more natural. The wilderness feels like a cradle now. The land curves softly around you. The sky stretches overhead like a calm, protective canopy. The air, the ground, the shadows, the faint sounds, they all come together to hold you in one complete feeling of ease. Somewhere far away, a small night sound drifts across the darkness. A faint chirp, a quiet movement through distant grass. The sound appears, then melts back into silence, leaving the space around you even more peaceful than before. Your body begins to feel heavier in the best possible way. Muscles loosen, joints soften. The weight you carry spreads gently into the soft ground beneath you, as if the earth is willing to take some of it for you, to hold it so you don't have to. The cool air brushes against your face and hands, soothing and light. It feels clean and calm, washing over you in slow, even strokes. With every pass, your body settles a little more. The nervous edges that might have lingered begin to fade, smoothing into a quiet, steady calm. In this moment, there is nothing to decide, nothing to remember, nothing to do. The wilderness around you has taken over the work of holding you, of watching over this night. You are free to rest, to soften, to drift. Thoughts move more slowly now. They pass through the mind like gentle ripples on a dark, still pond, arriving quietly, fading quietly. There is no need to chase them. They can come and go on their own while you stay here, wrapped in the soft cradle of the night. The shadows around you feel deeper now, and yet they stay warm and kind. They create a sense of being tucked in, tucked under, gently protected by the land itself. It is as though the wilderness has gathered around, forming a soft cocoon of earth and air and quiet sky. Your breath and the night begin to move together. Slow in, slow out. The rhythm becomes so easy that you barely notice it anymore. Breathing just happens. Rest just happens. The soft ground holds the shape of your body. You don't have to hold yourself up. You don't have to brace or prepare. You can simply sink, little by little, into the steady support beneath you, trusting that it will always be there. Above, the stars glow softly, but you don't need to look at them. Their presence is enough. They hang in the sky like quiet guardians, far away and yet reassuring. Their stillness reminds your body how to be still. Their gentle light reminds your mind how to soften. The space between thoughts grows longer now. Those spaces begin to feel like long, slow stretches of quiet, where nothing moves inside your mind at all. In those stretches, you feel only the cool air, the soft ground, the surrounding darkness, and the easy, drifting rhythm of your breath. You are being held here, held by the earth, held by the sky, held by the quiet heart of the wilderness night. There is nothing you have to hold onto yourself. Everything can loosen. Everything can let go. If any part of you is still awake and alert, it is okay. The night is patient. The land is patient. The soft cradle of this wilderness is in no hurry. It will sit with you, breathe with you, and stay with you as long as needed. You may notice small details fading now. The sense of where your body ends and the ground begins may blur. The feeling of time passing may stretch out and soften. Moments begin to flow into one another, slow and smooth, like gentle waves on a quiet shore. The world grows quieter still. Even the softest sounds become distant and low. What remains most clearly is the warmth of being held, the calm weight of your own body, and the slow drift of your breath. Awake and sleep start to blend at the edges. Thought and dream begin to touch. Images may float through in a light, hazy way, unimportant and easy to forget. You don't need to follow them. You don't need to push them away. They can simply drift through the deep calm of your mind. The wilderness stays with you, a gentle presence all around, soft ground beneath, sheltering shadows around, quiet sky above. Everything working together to support this long, quiet drift into rest. You are safe here. You are supported. You are steadied here. You are allowed to release everything. The body can go slack. The mind can grow dim. You can surrender completely to this calm, knowing that the night will hold you. Breath continues to move, slower and slower. The spaces between each inhale and exhale lengthen, like long, soft pauses of peace. In those pauses, you might already feel yourself slipping towards sleep gently and naturally without effort. The world grows softer, quieter, farther away, and you remain cradled in this deep, tender stillness, wrapped in the gentle arms of the wilderness, drifting wherever sleep wants to take you tonight, softly, slowly, deep into rest. The night has settled fully now, soft, cool, and complete. The wilderness around you rests in its deepest calm, holding the quiet like a gentle breath. The air moves in slow, tender currents, brushing lightly across your skin. You stay in this stillness for a moment. Nothing shifts sharply, nothing interrupts. Everything feels carried by a warm and quiet peace, as though the land itself is offering a final embrace. A soft breeze drifts through the open space. It carries the faint scent of earth and night air, cool and settling. Each breath you take feels slower than the last, drawn out in long, easy waves. Your exhale melts into the darkness, blending with the quiet around you. The ground beneath you holds steady. Its calm weight supports you completely, giving you permission to let every part of your body release. You feel that release ripple gently through your shoulders, through your back, down your legs, all the way to your feet. Everything loosens. Overhead, the sky stretches wide and silent. The stars rest in their places, glowing softly against the deep night. Their quiet shimmer feels comforting, like a distant lullaby sung without sound. You don't need to look at them to feel their calm presence. The world around you feels grateful, not with words, but with stillness. A kind of quiet appreciation that lingers in the cool air and the soft ground and the open sky. It surrounds you gently, as though the wilderness is returning the peace you've brought into it. In this moment, everything feels connected. Your breath, the earth beneath you, the cool night air, the soft hush of the land, all moving in the same slow rhythm, steady and kind. If thoughts appear, they do so lightly, soft, weightless shapes that drift through the mind like small clouds across a quiet sky. They don't stay long. They simply pass, then fade into the deeper stillness around you. Your body grows heavier in a calm, nurturing way. The heaviness that comes when rest is close. Warmth gathers quietly in your chest, then spreads outward, easing each part of you into gentle stillness. The night holds that warmth with quiet care. You feel the last edges of the day slipping away. Old tensions soften. Lingering worries loosen their grip. Everything that once felt sharp becomes round and smooth, blending into the cool, welcoming darkness. Night sounds settle into their own slow rhythm. A faint chirp far away, a soft movement through the grass, the quiet hum of life resting. All of it blends into a soothing backdrop that encourages your mind to drift. The darkness around you feels protective now. Not heavy, not overwhelming, just warm enough to feel like shelter. Like being wrapped gently in a soft, familiar blanket. You breathe again, long and slow. The air moves in easily, moves out even easier. Your breath seems to float, as though the night itself is helping you carry it. The stillness deepens. Your body relaxes further. Your thoughts quiet even more. A softness spreads through your entire being, steady and warm. You are held here, held by the quiet earth, held by the wide sky, held by the deep calm of the wilderness night. Nothing pulls at you, nothing asks for your attention. You are free to let go. This moment is safe. This moment is gentle. This moment is yours to sink into fully or drift away from softly, whichever comes most naturally. Your breath becomes softer still. The spaces between your breaths grow longer, smoother, more peaceful. The quiet around you seems to rise and fall with each inhale and exhale, like a slow tide moving in perfect rhythm with your rest. The night remains still and kind. The stars remain steady. The air remains cool and warm at once. Everything continues to support you in the deepest, quietest way. You may stay here in this peaceful darkness, wrapped in calm, surrounded by softness, letting sleep rise gently from within, or simply resting in the warm, steady quiet of the wilderness. Either way, the night holds you. The earth supports you. The sky watches over you. All is soft. All is calm. All is quiet. And you drift now, slowly, comfortably, deep into rest. Good night.